India has smashed its previous record for electronics exports, reaching an all-time high of $19.1 billion in FY 2024 so far. Now, this is a 24% growth, or nearly a quarter, up from $15 billion in exports during the same period in 2023. Driving this growth is Apple, as made-in-India iPhones contributed 37% to India's overall electronics exports until October 2024. Now, given India's explosive growth, India is transforming itself into a global electronics manufacturing hub, and the biggest global tech titans are shifting their production lines to India to join this party. However, this Indian electronics boom may come at the cost of its biggest regional rival. In a huge setback for China, the conglomerate Apple is increasingly pushing to expand its manufacturing base in India, and this may come at the cost of Chinese manufacturers. Reports suggest Apple is now in talks with 40 Indian firms to supply components for high-selling products like iPhones and MacBook laptops, iPads and AirPods. Apple now wants all components to be made in India and not rely on any Chinese suppliers or any imports from China anymore. Partnering with over 40 Indian companies, including prominent names such as Dixon Technologies, Amber Electronics, HCL Tech, Wipro and Motherson Group, Apple is actively working to build an ecosystem of Indian tech component suppliers. A source familiar with Apple's plan told Money Control, quote, "The activity is on for some time at a larger level. Apple has a big team that has been discussing with Indian companies, including large conglomerates. They have met all large EMS companies in India, including Dixon and Amber. They are also talking to some global players," unquote. Remember, Apple's renewed focus on deepening local manufacturing in India comes as AirPod wireless charging cases are already being manufactured in Pune through Jabal, while Foxconn is set to begin AirPods production in Telangana next year. But why is Apple shifting its focus from China to India? Now, mostly it has to do with restrictions imposed by the Modi government on Chinese investments and FDIs into India after the 2020 Galwan Valley clashes. The Indian government had also suspended direct flights and visas from China, as well as denied entry of certain Chinese companies to set up shop in India. Those denied permission included Chinese tech giant BYD for iPad manufacturing. So the choice for global tech titans is clear. If you want to set up shop in India, then forget about any Chinese components. Now, given the US and Europe's trade war with China, and with incoming US President Donald Trump proposing a stunning 40% tax on any imports from China, India has emerged as the only alternative that provides both technical expertise as well as economical labor costs. Indian government's tough stance has also seen Apple's Chinese component suppliers hesitate, especially given the ongoing tax and legal challenges being faced by Chinese smartphone companies like Xiaomi in India. Still, impressed with India's growth trajectory, Apple has considered a few factors. Its net profit increased 23% to 2,745 crore rupees in FY 23-24, driven by higher iPhone sales, witnessing a surge of 36% in the company's revenue year-on-year to Rs 67,121 crore in FY 2024. Apple also recorded really high quarterly sales in India. Moreover, it continues to hold an impressive 21.6% market share by value, just marginally behind Samsung. As a result, Apple's iPhone exports from India rose by a third in 6 months through September, and it exported nearly $6 billion worth of made-in-India iPhones to the world. However, in terms of volume of sales, Apple is just at about 7 to 8% in India, so there's a lot of scope for growth in a market still dominated by cheaper Chinese alternatives like Oppo or Xiaomi or Vivo. But that's not all. The tech giant's decision comes even as the Modi government unveiled a $5 billion incentive plan for the electronics sector. Now, the move is aimed to further reduce reliance on any Chinese components or imports for gadgets, thus strengthening domestic supply chain within this fast-growing electronics export sector. The forthcoming scheme will also provide incentives for manufacturing critical components such as printed circuit boards. Pankaj Mahindru, chairman of the India Cellular and Electronics Association, said, quote, "This scheme is timely as it will encourage component production, enabling India to achieve global-scale electronics manufacturing, unquote. Owing to global manufacturers like Apple and Samsung, India experienced a phenomenal surge in electronics production amounting to $115 billion in 2024. The central government, led by Prime Minister Modi, has further set a target to scale up electronics manufacturing many-fold to $500 billion
by the fiscal year 2030.
as outlined by government think tank Niti Aayog. So have your say. What more does India need to do to challenge China as a global electronics manufacturing hub? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.